Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about how you are currently stealing functionality and forcing your bard into a suboptimal build, and how right now Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, as it's currently structured, not a single bard is being given the correct amount of power, mechanical power that their character should have. Okay, let's get into this. All right. Okay. So in order to understand how you as a dungeon master are currently disrespecting your bard players, we need to understand current American politics, okay? So within 5th edition, the greatest dungeon master in the world, Matthew Mercer, has shown us, we model our modern world. He models inclusivity. He is very careful to include modern elements in every single one of his games, right? And Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is completely built like Strixhaven. There's lots of modern concepts in Strixhaven, and it models American education system and also both, especially the university level, right? So the reality is, if D&D 5e, if the knobs are turned right, and you actually have, like if you own like let's say you own a $100,000 Honda Civic, right, a stance car, right, you have to configure it right. You have to make sure it's maintained, right? And so right now there's a huge problem on the Bard class, and we need to fix it because Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is, on the Bard class specifically, is horribly out of whack with what's actually happening in the real world. Right? So bards are celebrities. They're unlike any other class we have. Actually, they're not. Bard are a celebrity class. Clerics are also a celebrity class. Okay? Paladins are a celebrity class. Fighters are not. Actually, any of the other classes can get there, but celebrity is built into, right? And by the way, your rogue should probably not be a celebrity, right? It's hard to hide when everybody knows who you are. So rogue is the anti-celebrity class, but your paladin, your cleric, and your bard specifically are all celebrity classes. I just want to keep the scope to the bard today, because they are by far the most connected to celebrity within Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, all right. So let's go. All right. So basically, you need to understand what's happening with American modern celebrity. So right now, there's a lot of stuff going on in American politics. A very good friend of mine sent me a link recently, and he said, hey, look at this. And so it was some mainstream rag who had an editorial saying that now is the right time, the perfect time, to position Hillary Clinton for a run in 2024 to fix this mess we're in. And I'm like, are these people outlandishly foolish, right? Like, this is one of the most outlandishly foolish ideas I have ever heard in my life. Donald Trump virtually destroyed Hillary Clinton. He batted her around like a ball of yarn, like a cat batting around a ball of yarn. He had complete control of her throughout the entire 2016 election and utterly wrecked her in the election, right? Not by a small margin. Like he and what's really wild is he did it with the Electoral College. He outmaneuvered her politically, right? He's a reality television star who out-politically maneuvered a 20 or 30 year politician, right? He virtually destroyed her, right? That was in 2016 when nobody knew what he was or what he could do, right? What has he done? He has given the Republicans everything they ever asked for. He overturned, he's given Republicans and the Christian community everything they asked for. I don't think the Republicans ever asked for Roe v. Wade to be overturned. The Christian community absolutely did. And the Christian community has a very strange Venn diagram. The vast majority of Republicans are Christians. Actually, it's the other way around. The vast majority, you're going to find a lot more Christians. Like, I would say 90% of all Christians are Republicans and not Democrats, right? It's a strange Venn diagram, but that's a fact. Right? That is a pattern. I'm pretty sure that's the case. If you think I'm wrong about that, there's a ton of Christians over on the there's more Christians on the Democrat side, just let me know. I'd love to hear whatever evidence you have for that. Right? I guess my evidence is about 1,000 WAPO and NYT articles. All right, squawking about the problem. All right, so which is a problem for the Democrats because they can't get Christians to vote with them. All right, so you have this situation, right? And and then what else did Trump do? Chicken in every pot, 2 cars in every driveway. Like the the economics were humming like a finely tuned machine, right? And now, and so where do we land now? Right, so we have this Democrat president, and it is, it's just horrible. I'll give you the quick summary. We're on the brink of World War II. There is more than one plague sweeping across the United States of America. We now have to count plagues with multiple fingers. Like, we're like, ooh, am I going to get this plague, or am I going to get this plague? Oh man, that one looks really bad. Oh, I hope I don't get a plague. Right? Like, it's bad. It's terrible. It's just shockingly bad. And the Democrats were like, one plague isn't enough. Let's add a second plague. And you're like, oh my gosh, Siri. So brink of World War III, plague count, inflation through the roof, and it's very real. People are getting kicked out of houses. You cannot feed babies in America. It looks like an apocalyptic wasteland. It is getting very, very bad, right? And people are furious with the Democrats, absolutely furious, right? So the Democrats I've said this previously, and my buddy's article showed me I was wrong. So he sent me this article, and he's like, hey, they're talking about running Hillary Clinton again, right? And I was like, well, that's outlandishly foolish. They will clearly, that's a lock loss. She was a lock loss in 2016, right? She will absolutely lose in 2020, right? In 2024. Whatever, like, you could take the most joke level Republican and he would virtually destroy her again, right? Trump, it's not even worth the conversation. Trump would wreck Hillary Clinton so fast it would make your head spin. Like, it would be catastrophic for the Democrats, right? And so I was like, well, and I've said this before, and I realize people say I don't say when I'm wrong. I was wrong. I was like, hey, the Democrats have no chance to win in 2024. I was wrong. Just thinking about the horror of Hillary Clinton being run again and how much loss the Democrats would, I root for the Democrats. I want them to be there as a competitive party. Right now, I don't think they'll be competitive for 20 years because they've screwed things up so bad and communicated so strongly to America that they will do that they think that the Democrats of today, Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden, believe the following. They're like, our job is to go there. Oh, the world's melting. There. Kamala Harris, like, she, Roe v. Wade was overturned. She immediately got on and said, hey, you guys, Roe v. Wade was overturned. These terrible things. Other things are going to be overturned. You know what you need to do? You need to give me more money for my war chest, right? And everybody's like, what are you doing talking to us? You're supposed to be solving problems, not pointing at problems. Like, we put you in to fix things, not complain with us, right? And so the Democrats are rightfully furious, right? And so right now, they've screwed things up so bad and communicated so effectively that they are not to be trusted with anything America values, that they have no hope of winning the next election unless, here comes the Bard, they get a real Hollywood celebrity. And then every single thing changes. Matthew McConaughey comes in, all right. Hey, you guys don't never need to look at an ugly politician again, right? It's all Hollywood good looks from this point. My smooth Southern voice, right? And it really don't matter what policies you are. I'm just going to point you to the Lincoln Lawyer. I'm just going to point you to Rain of Fire. I'm just going to point you to all the good times you had in my movie, right? And I'm a celebrity. And in America, celebrities can do anything. We can pretty much probably get away with murder. And that's not a joke. That's kind of quite literal, right? If you think I'm wrong, I'm going to point you over to Will Smith. He just slapped a man in the face in front of the entire world, and everybody applauded him as he made a speech about love, right? So I'm going to disconnect this entire election from anything that has to do with policy or metrics or numbers. Vote for Hollywood, and Americans will. If the Democrats can get the right celebrity, and I'll tell you right now, Matthew McConaughey would be more than enough. Tall, handsome, like smooth voice, easy to look at on camera, easy to listen to. Nobody cares what he's saying, right? Because they believe that everything that comes out of a politician's mouth is a lie anyway, right? At least with this guy, you're not looking at some, ugly politician's mug, and then you're looking at true Hollywood beauty, and then you could just listen to the sultry tones of his voice. Done, finished, won, election won, right? Now, if Hollywood can take the presidency whenever they want, you are not giving the Bard the power they deserve. Starting at level 1, every time they roll into a village or every time they roll into a city, they should be given a common magic item just for arriving, or equivalent in gold, right? In addition to that, they should also be provisioned. All the provisions of their team should be completely restored. So they should be given, fresh mounts, right? They should be given all the comforts they need, and their long rest should open them with inspiration whenever they're in a village or a city. And the reason why is the villages and the cities are going to receive these bards as honored guests, right? And so by not starting your entire team with inspiration every single day when the group has stayed with a bard in a city or in a village, by not giving the bard a common magic item, or as you ramp up in wealth for the villages or for the cities, even medium, rare, or very rare magic items should be just handed to them after they strum-a-lum-a-lum in the tavern, right? And the reason why is America has set the bar. We treat celebrities not like human beings, but by like gods who have no connection to morality, right? And this is how bards should be treated. And when you're not doing this, if you are not starting everybody in your party, if your party has a bard in it, and you're not starting your party with inspiration every day after they have stayed in, if you're not doing that every single day after they have stayed in a village or in a city, you are really not doing what is right and fair for your bard. In addition to that, they should be handed a common, rare, or very rare magic item every time they walk into a village or a city after they have performed once. If you're doing this, you're not honoring their mechanical power as it should exist today. All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.